Good morning students. Welcome to Rishikul Online School. Let's continue chapter 3 of Civics, the state government. In this module we will talk about the state executive. Dear students, the state executive consists of the governor, the chief minister, the council of ministers of the state. So let's talk about the governor. The governor is the constitutional or nominal head of the state. He is appointed by the president of the country. There are some eligibility conditions for becoming the governor of a state, like he or she has to be a citizen of India. He or she should not be a member of either House of Parliament or state legislature. He or she cannot hold any office of profit. Now we will talk about the powers and functions of the governor. He appoints the chief minister and other members of the council of ministers. He also appoints the Advocate General and other officers of the state. Every bill has to be approved by the governor. He has the right to dissolve the legislature. The governor recommends the state annual budget before it is presented in the state legislative assembly. As a discretionary power, when no single party gets a clear majority in the assembly, the governor can use his discretion in appointing the chief minister. Students, the governor holds office generally for a period of 5 years, but he or she can be removed by the President of India earlier also. Now we will talk about the chief minister, who is the real head of the state. We have already studied about the election for MLAs. Dear students, after the election of the Legislative Assembly, a political party whose MLAs have won more than half the number of the constituencies in a state is said to be in a majority. The MLAs belonging to the majority party elect their leader, who becomes the chief minister, and the chief minister is appointed by the governor. Dear students, the political party that forms the government is called the ruling party. Now we will talk about the powers and functions of the chief minister. The chief minister is the leader of the legislative assembly of the state. He selects the ministers in the council of ministers. As the head of the council, he allocates the portfolios or departments to them. The chief minister is the main link between the governor and the state cabinet. Generally, the governor exercises all his functions on the advice of the chief minister. It is his duty to communicate to the governor all decisions of the council of ministers. As the chief spokesman of the state government, all important announcements on behalf of government is made by him. The policies and working of the different ministers are monitored and coordinated by him. He summons and presides over the meetings of the council of ministers. The governor appoints or dismisses other ministers on his advice. The chief minister allocates or reallocates the portfolios among the ministers. Sole channel of communication between his ministers and legislature. Bills, resolution, etc. moved in legislature must have his approval. He remains responsible to the Legislative Assembly for the acts performed by the State Council of Ministers. If the Chief Minister resigns, the entire Council of Ministers is bound to resign. Now we will talk about the Council of Ministers. There are 3 categories in the Council of Ministers: Cabinet Ministers, Ministers of State, and Deputy Ministers. The Council of Ministers is collectively responsible for the state legislature assembly. If a vote of non-confidence is passed by the assembly against any minister, the entire ministry has to resign. Now we will talk about the powers and functions of the Council of Ministers. Dear students, the Council of Ministers is the real executive of the state. Each department in the state government is headed by a cabinet minister or ministers of the state. It formulates the decides the policies of the state and implements them effectively. Majority of the bills are introduced in the legislature by the Council of Ministers. It prepares the budget and decides the financially policy tax structure of the state. And dear students, it is the responsibility of the Council of Ministers to maintain law and order and ensure security of life and property of the people in the state. That was all about this chapter. Thank you.